So much of what I'm teaching in my therapeutic yoga practice is how to gain a new perspective. How can you take the challenges that pain brings and create a new perspective around that pain? And so much of it is about questioning your own beliefs about your pain. What beliefs do you have? And questioning your memories about your pain. So if you have a particular memory of when you got hurt and now you're avoiding that activity because it's a trigger, it's a memory, and that memory can trigger your pain again, even if you just think of that activity and don't necessarily do that activity. So bringing a new perspective to how we look at things, because there's always a different perspective, right? Just in conversation about any topic, if you're talking with somebody about the color of the sky, people have different perspectives on how to describe that color. And so sometimes we need to let go of the perspective that we currently have and see what we're open to. It's allowing yourself to be open to a new perspective. So that's what we're going to do today. So come to your breath. Inhaling in through the nose all the way down to the belly. Arriving with your attention inside the body. Become aware of the breath, that flow of air in through the nose, passes through the throat, across the chest, swells the belly. And now I want you to focus on your exhale. So with that swell of the belly, I want you to feel that flow of air out. The belly flattens. The air crosses the chest, crosses the throat, comes out through the nose. So I want you to intentionally exhale. On the inhale, just let the air flow right in. Don't even think about the inhale, just intentionally exhale. Feel what happens as you force a little bit of exhalation. And as you bring your awareness to the exhalation, notice how it gets longer. Usually, we focus on the inhale. We focus on bringing that air in that gives us life. But our exhale is important. So we're going to shift our perspective by focusing first on the exhale today. Still keeping your awareness in the body. And just notice what happens to the body as you exhale fully and deeply. The belly falls. You may notice that those ribs draw down. Your chest may sink a little bit and you may force a little more air out. And if that bothers you, if that is a little bit of a struggle for you, just come back to your normal breath and breathe freely. Don't let it be a struggle. Just let that air flow in and out. It became a little bit of a struggle for me. And that is the same struggle that we feel when we're shifting perspectives. When we realize that what we've always believed might not be true. When we challenge our thoughts and realize that there might be another way to think about it. When we realize that that memory is just a memory, and we can maybe participate, perform, do something again, and we have a different experience. There's a struggle. Because we want to hang on to our beliefs and our memories and our thoughts. Because if we let them go, we have to also accept that we might be wrong. We might also need to accept that we made a mistake. And we want to hold on to this ideal of perfect when all of us really are very imperfect. So I just want you to also accept that it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to let go of a belief that we've held for so long. Accept that it's uncomfortable to let go of thoughts. We thought those thoughts and those beliefs defined us. And we need to let go. And so that's the practice in yoga of letting go. And just let that acceptance of letting go wash over you. You can continue with the long exhalation, or you can just come back to that flow of even breath. Accept that the beliefs that you entrenched yourself in may not be true. And sit with that discomfort, because it is a process that you may need to do over and over and over again. Sitting in the discomfort. Notice if that changes the sensations of your body. Maybe it makes you a little bit more uncomfortable in the neck and the shoulders. Maybe it makes that physical sensation of pain just a little bit more. But sit with it. Sit in the discomfort until you can actually become comfortable in your discomfort. You can become comfortable in your discomfort as you let go of belief and thought and memory. Because as you held on to all of that, it was just accumulating. The pain was accumulating in layers. So as you shed a layer, it's like tearing off a Band-Aid. It's uncomfortable, but eventually you can rest in the comfort of knowing that you're healing. So just know that you can sit in your discomfort and eventually be comfortable with it. Maybe you're not there yet, and so you might need to pause, breathe a little deeper, move a little bit to ease some of the tension that you notice in your body. We can use that process of gentle movement just to release some of that tension, become aware again, and then come back to sitting, if you can, in a nice even breath now. Letting that tension just wash out of the jaw. Letting that tension drain out of the sides of your neck. Letting that tension ease out of the tops of the shoulders, across the shoulders, easing that tension all the way down into the arms. I use the analogy of the Band-Aid. Sometimes it's the anticipation of ripping that Band-Aid off, more so than it was actually the action of taking it off. I've thought to myself and heard my kids say, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So resting now in the present moment. Letting more of that tension drain down along the spine, drain out of that low back. Draining out of the hips. thighs. Easing some of that tension and stiffness out of the knees. Letting it go out of the lower legs, ankles, and feet. Sitting in awareness with whatever you feel right now. Maybe you have moved past discomfort and you're sitting in comfort. Just enjoy that. If you're sitting still in discomfort, you have to trust in the practice so that you can ultimately trust in yourself part of what we're letting go is the ego. Because it's the ego that wants to hold on to our beliefs and memories and thoughts. It's the ego that feels shame in a mistake. Shame in saying that you were wrong. That's the ego. It's a practice of letting go of that ego. Over and over and over again. Noticing the breath, resting in awareness. And then letting the breath be a little deeper, a little more intentional, noticing the breath. Taking a nice big breath, maybe just doing a few movements through the body. Taking a nice big inhalation with the palms away from the body. As you exhale, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart. Tap into that pressure into the heart. Trusting in the practice, trusting in yourself. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.